Good morning, everyone. How are you all? So today is my second video, and I wanted to thank all of you who liked my small talk. When I was making that video, wasn't my intention to share, but I realized I should. And after getting such a positive review and positive response from you all, I thought, why not to share all my learnings in these last couple of years that I've faced, and I have things that started working out for me. Um, Earlier I just told you guys that I've started reading books and that have made a huge impact in my life, in my personal life, in my social life, and altogether learning some new skills. I have a question for all of you guys today here. Why do you feel and how do you feel today? What is the reason behind it? So pause for a minute and ask this question to yourself. Are you happy? Are you not happy? Why you're not happy? Okay, what are the main causes how you feel today about yourself? Is it good or bad? It's a very big question to ask, honestly. But now I want to come back to this question later on. There are a few things that I want to share with you today. Is the rules that have started working for me in a very good way. If I ask you one more thing, if you go back in your childhood memories, what do you recall or what do you remember? In your childhood memories, when I recall about few things back in my school when I was being compared with my cousins. They are performing good. Probably I'm not a very confident girl. I have some issues with my personality about how do I look. As a child, where all these things comes in my mind? It comes from listening to your parents, listening to your social gatherings. I'm not saying that all these comments were intentional. You've been compared with your cousins, they are better in studies, you are not, they have better skills, they are good in arts, you are not. So, all these have started building an impression to yourself that you are not good enough, isn't it? Now, being a mother, I also understand this that what type of an information I have to instill in my kids. Okay, they are average students, I'm happy, I don't mind. What I've realized, coming first in your grades will not make you a perfect person. All right, just go back and see how many of the first grade student who stood first in their class in the position, what they're doing right now. So we all are very different. Not necessarily all have to be good in their studies. Okay, so hold on with this one. Now, coming back on that question, that how do you feel about those comparison that has happened with you? Sorry for the pause, guys. There was some disturbance. So coming back, you started feeling something about yourself. How those feelings and emotions that I'm not worthy, I'm not good enough comes to you is because, as I mentioned, sometimes in unintentionally your parents, your teacher, your friends, your family members have an point of view for you. You know, probably you don't look good, you don't have. You're poor in your studies and all that, and you start trusting all these things about yourself. Yes, I'm not good, I'm a very underconfident girl, or I'm a very poor in my studies, probably I can't do anything in my life. Now here, what I have learned recently, the power of words. Yesterday I did spoke about how we have to communicate with each other. The word have a very, very strong power. What you speak for someone, for anybody, has two type of impact. Either it become magic for that person, or it become black magic for that person. Just pause and realize how many of the time that you have spoke to your siblings, your kids. See, he's doing good, you're not doing good. He's in good in sports, you are not good in sports. So they started trusting what you're saying. She had skills of doing art, you don't have skills of art. Just like all the animals have different skills, we human have different mind. We have built in some different skills. It's just that we have to acknowledge family, with our friends, that we all are very different. We can't be same. Now, what you speak to your counterpart, what you speak to your children, to your parents, has a huge impact on their brain, isn't it? So how many time have you encouraged or handled certain situation wisely? It's okay if your son or daughter is not very good in studies. Now you have a responsibility, because you have bring them in this world, to find out what is their interest. And you have to ensure that kids are really fragile. You can mold them the way you want to mold them. Trust me. It's just that please put the magic, beautiful magic in their ear, because what you say, they will trust it. Okay? So please ensure, not only with your kids, with your partner. Probably your partner has not a very, very beautiful body or skills. It's okay. See what they have good in it. Appreciate that. And what are you doing to improve what they don't have? For example, there are a lot of people who are at the moment are obese. It's easy to criticize them that you are obese, but what are you doing to help them out? Okay, so change your approach. My first rule is to choose your words very much wisely, no matter anybody in the world. It's your partners, it's your colleague, it's your kids, it's your family, and most importantly, to yourself. Now, why I'm saying to yourself, as I mentioned, that self-reflection, you have to embrace yourself. However you look, however you dress, you have to make sure that you should feel happy. Nowadays, there is a lot of thing comes up, status conscious, that I have to ensure that I have to wear new clothes, I have to ensure that I have to maintain myself. No, first you have to see yourself and feel every day, and you have to give the gratitude to this universe that you are alive and you have all these things that you can sustain in this world, right? You can walk, you can eat, you can smell. Just imagine one day one of these skills or one of these things are get away from your life. You can't walk. What you will do, isn't it? So just respect yourself first, say positive things to yourself first, and automatically people around you will see the difference. Now, that was my first rule. Use your words very much wisely. Choose your word wisely. Our words are either magic for somebody or either black magic. It's easy to hurt somebody, but it's very much more easier if your intentions are good to make someone stay. From this, I want to move on to the second rule of my life, which has started working for me extremely well. Now, working for almost more than 20 years in my life, I've realized that people are struggling with one thing at workplace, at home, in family, with kids, with partners, is they take things very personally. They take everything very personally. If somebody is coming and saying something bad or negative to you, you have to remember one thing. It's not you. It's what they have. You can only give what you have. So again, choice of word. If you started working on yourself, you will start giving positive thing in the world, isn't it? But what they have, they will only pour that. So if somebody come and say, tell me today, you know what? You're growing old. It's okay. That's their mindset. You know what? You've turned fat, or you're ugly, you have a dark complexion. That's okay. Also keep this in mind, one more thing, guys. People will come and say negative to you, don't take it personally. And people will come and tell you sometimes good things. The same person will come and say good things to you. Don't take that also personally. Because the situation will change, they will change. So you should know who you are and stop taking validation from people. That if I'm dressing up good, somebody should come and tell me that you're looking good. No, I'm enough. I'm enough for everybody. And I'm enough for myself. Choose your word wisely with your family, because you have a power of magic. It's you to choose either you're doing it positive or negative. Because what you say becomes someone's life. They started trusting because they're not aware about the power of these words. And second, don't take anything personally. I have seen a lot of time, especially with married girls, they have some struggles with, when they get married early or whenever they get married and move to a new house, they started taking things like, oh, this happened, that happened. No. Or you started working somewhere. Always observe people and